helping you. You know how to relax on the left, so we need to work on your right side, okay? Do you see him putting me in the position? He's like, I watched the other horse. I've got this. I know you do, but I would like to help you on the side that you're having trouble. He is backing up. Can you offer me that other side? I know. Can you offer me the other side? Thank you. So, do you see where I waited for him to switch his head? And I didn't do that to him. Like, that was pretty subtle, but that was huge. Don't you think?
Yeah, he's done it a couple of times to me while you were working with Rayman. But then, of course, he switched back to his left. But he did it a couple of times.
But the fact that he lined up and gave me that side that he gave me, just like, okay, I'm ready. And then I was like, well, this is really good, but I need the other side. And he took 2 steps back. That was pretty cool. All right, so my back is to him, and he is dropping his head. He's trying to find some peace here. Good. Good job. Really good job.
Do you always tap with a stick, or do you sometimes do it with your fingers?
I usually I tap with the stick, just because the stick is very light and you can get a lot of rhythm going with the stick. Also, it can be really tiring trying to do it with your fingers. Sometimes your fingers won't create enough stress. And I don't know that I really want my fingers to be, I don't want to accidentally create them to see my fingers touching them as a stressful thing. Like if I screw up with tapping them with a whip, well, I'm probably not going to be I can avoid tapping them with a whip. I can't avoid touching them with my fingers a little bit.
That makes sense. Thank you.
No, it's a great question, because a lot of people really are averse to the stick. And really, if you fix it up, the stick is a non-issue. So he has trouble with me standing on this side. So I'm just going to keep moving. So now he's very uncomfortable with this. And I'm just going to softly keep backing into him. It's hard on the hill. Until he's like, I can solve it with your back. If I was facing him, like if we did him like we did him at first, like can you see where we would blow this one up really bad? So I don't want to force him to be still, but I do want to fix it up where it's like, Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
You're just making him nervous that we're all looking at him.
Probably, but it's a stress that we want him to learn how to solve. What we don't want to do is avoid. We're not looking to avoid it. We're looking to help him figure out how to neutralize. So that I love, and thank you for bringing that up. I meant to tell this in Playground of Safety, but it got really hot up there. Playground of Safety is something that can neutralize the stress and environment. Look at Dance, he's trying to help him too. I had to give relaxation, tapping and relaxation presentation at this thing called the Thoroughbred Alliance, the horse show there in Tryon, not this past September, but the September before. And I took my young horse that was off the track a few months, 4 years old, really kind of high freeze horse, to use for the demonstration. And of course, he's been through all this stuff. And I was the only person that had been invited to talk that was asked to bring a horse. Everybody else was just presenting something to the group. So I was the only person that had a horse at the whole horse show ground. Yeah, I know, you're gonna solve it. So this is good. This is he's working through it. So the spectators, I don't know if everybody has been to Tryon, but there's a huge ring, like a huge international ring, formerly known as the George Morris Arena. And across from the in gate is where they have the Legends Club and the tables that people pay to sit in and watch the Grand Prix. Well, we didn't get there early, and so I rushed down. We parked at the schooling area, rushed down the hill, rushed to the in gate, and went straight over to present in front of these people that were in the tables. My horse got over there, and he was like the picture of relaxation. He lays down, he does all the deal. And everybody's like, wow, that is so amazing. Well, I presented 2 hours or so, and when I got done, I was like, I'm going to use this opportunity instead of, that's a nice change. Like, this is really stressful for him. He's really trying hard to solve it. So can you see where that's an effort to solve? Yeah, good. It's like, I'm going to go back to the barn. Good boy. But this is not, you would not up the stress level on him until he can find a little peace. So anyway, I get in there and I'm get done and I'm like, I'm going to walk him instead of straight back to the out gate. I'm going to walk all the way around so we can look at the bleachers and all the stuff. So we're walking around there and he's taking it all in and he is being a trooper. And we get probably here to the stump, to the out gate, and he starts buzzing up. He like blows up. I was like, what is going on? My husband is like, we are frying because it's the beginning of September and he's like, I'm hot. And I was like, oh my gosh, how can you buzz up this close to leaving? Good boy. Good boy. And so I lean back against the fence, like sort of a modified playground of safety till he settles. I walk about half that distance. He buzzes up again. Lean back till he settles. I walk out the out gate. And it's sort of a little chute there. And they had concrete bleachers that went up on either side. And there was a space big enough to drive a big water truck or big tractor through. Hi, yes. So now he's trying to solve it with connection. Good boy. Anyway, he's like freaking out. And my husband's like, come on, it is so hot. And I said, I can't. I don't understand what's the matter. So I just stop and I start watching him and thinking about like, what could be the problem right here? Well, I get to thinking, you are hilarious. Why don't we walk over here? I get to thinking, this is a horse that I had never shown him. He had never been anywhere. We got on the trailer, went somewhere, went back home. So he was, and there were no other horses there. So he's not rushing to the other horses. He's not rushing to the trailer. Good boy. But I think, gosh, this is the spot where everybody stands right before they go in. This is a spot where everybody stands, horses and humans, when they're nervous, when their adrenaline is pumping. Come back up here. I wonder if there's some smell that we deposit, if there's some weird energy that gets stuck right here. Like, I obviously can't feel it, but I've been in a million in-gates. So I'm probably dull to the energetic or smell or whatever of an in-gate, where he isn't. Maybe this flashes him back to the racetrack and going into a starting gate. You just don't even know, but something was triggering him really badly. So I just stood there and waited for him. And he is kicking and sort of hopping around. And finally, he starts to paw a little bit. And finally bends down and starts nipping at the little bit of grass that's like this tall, like the little teeny grass. So I was like, okay, well, if he solved his safety and comfort issues enough that he can eat, then we're going to take this and go ahead and take him home. So we took him home. Next day I have to do the exact same thing again. He comes back, we are not early again, so we rush through the in-gate, and hi, yes, aren't you beautiful? We rush through the in-gate, get over there. He does even better the second day. And that day I walk around the other way because it's so big you're not going to walk the whole thing one day. And you're having quite a time, aren't you? We get about that far from the out gate and I stop. Are you going to trigger? Which is totally not what you're supposed to do because of course now I'm making a mental picture of the horse triggering. And, you know, that probably wasn't good, but he looks at me like, what? And so I walk forward and I walk sort of that halfway close. Are you going to trigger? Nothing. Then I walk out the gate and I stop. Are you going to trigger? And he goes, paw, 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 lays down and rolls. Gets up, shakes, looks at me like, I'm fine.
Maybe you better take a roll.
And so I was like, whoa. Well, if a horse feels safe enough and comfortable enough to roll somewhere, they're like dominating that space. So I was like, whoa, this is like a huge thing. Wonder how much of the time horses are triggering to the energy or the smell or whatever that's left in a spot. So later that week, I was teaching an old student and I go and tell her the story. And she said, and she's like very, very straight-laced. And she says, well, Charlotte, did you know that I dated a ghost hunter when I was in college in Charleston? And I was like, no way. And I said, do you believe in ghosts, Joy? And she said, I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not. But what I do know is I went on enough of these trips that we had instruments that can measure energy left in these environments. And especially if something negative happens there, there is absolutely a negative energetic imprint that gets left there. And she said in prisons, it's high. In places, in prisons where people got tortured, it's really high. Solitary confinement, it is like tacky thing. And she said, it totally gets stuck there like that. And for people that are sensitive to it, you can, like, it'll freak them out. And she said, we often went to people who had bought houses 200 years old. They gut the lower floor and redo the floor plan. Like they watch HGTV, we want an open floor plan. And then they put a table and a lamp where there was a walkway for 200 years. And now the lamp goes on and off and on and off and on and off. Or it gets knocked over, knocked over, knocked over. And the people are like, you got to get rid of these ghosts. And they said, they didn't know, is it ghost, is it not ghost? But there certainly gets to be an energetic imprint there. And they're like, you can't remove them. So either you move the table, you move the lamp, or you make it into a party stick. See what a big deal this right side is? So we would think that we were going to like actually tap on it with the stick. Can we see that we got to reevaluate our goal right now? So what my goal is going to be right now, I would love it if he could just find peace in standing. Like here where he's connecting, if he could find the ability to be peaceful, then I'm going to give it back to you for a few minutes, let him rest, and we'll do another different horse. Because this, as much as I'm doing nothing, this is like blowing him up.
He's working it out.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. And if he is this troubled, can you imagine how this affects his whole life? Squat down, squat down. Somebody get a picture of that. Please take a video of that. Point that over there and like zoom it in. Amy, this is beautiful.
I know.
It's in the middle of Little Man. To edit.
And do you see how long the horse is staying down?
Yeah, he's not getting right back up.
And then just give him a chance if he wants to do it again. Now, why do you think that that happened this way?
Because I wasn't paying any attention to him. Wasn't looking at him.
Yeah, I'm zoomed in, but it's in the middle. I didn't know to stop it and restart, so it's in the middle of Little Man.
It's okay. I can always.
You can edit.
Flip it. This is so huge. So when you took your focus off of him, he was able and he rolled over. Yay. That's tremendous for that horse. That's so huge. That is so huge. So that worked. One, because you weren't focused on soothing him. Two, he's so sensitive, he was absorbing the angst of his horse.
Yeah.
So he went over there to try to release the angst off of this horse and off of himself.
Well, when I sat down on that pedestal, he was doing just what he was doing in the ring. I said, let me go down where it's softer and he might roll down here.
I'm so proud of you both. That's awesome. There's a nice change. That feels different, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to take that
Take that as
because you
a
want to
success.
find a place to get out.
Yeah.
You
Now
know,
I'm
the
gonna-
point is not to blow the horse up. But the point is to try to. It's like